Good afternoon to all of you. In our last class of Linux programming, we have talked and discussed on the topic of the SED, that is stream editor. We have discussed and we have talked about the commands related to that particular. We have seen how the process flow works, how it is actually works, and we have started to discuss on the topic of AWK scripting file. So the command AWK scripting file, if we start talking on that, the AWK scripting file, okay, so coming to the part that AWK, so in yesterday's class in SED we have seen the process flow, right? How it actually goes on, how the things work. Similarly for AWK, if we are talking about, so in AWK what is actually happening, uh, input is first it is getting, so suppose an input file or respectively for an input device, either one it is an input file or coming from an input devices, right? Second part, that is the AWK, a monitor or CPU we are talking about. Suppose our CPU, and here a part of AWK, that is our AWK script actually, and AWK inside that part AWK script. So all the things, these things are actually related to each other, right? So how the way it is related, suppose input file, input devices, AWK script and CPU, right? Now input file are getting to the AWK or coming from the input devices, both the things are going to the AWK part. This script, this is an AWK command script that is working with respective to AWK, helping the AWK script to run and flow the process. And lastly, the result we are getting on the CPU part or the display part. Now, in this scripting option or how the things actually work, there are four options that is available. AWK, but means we are talking about the basic syntax. If we talk about the basic AWK syntax, okay, so four part is there, right? What are the four parts? First one is the AWK, second one is the options, third one is the script, and last one is the file. Third one is the script, and last one is the file. These four options or basic AWK syntax, AWK options, scripts, and files. Now, coming to the part of the options, every command we have seen till far in Linux that every command have a option. Options regarding which if we choose one option, then according to that, the process will work. So what option is here in AWK? That one is a minus F and another one is a capital F. So a minus F and another one is a minus capital F and another one is a minus small f. These two part is there, right? What is the role of minus capital F? This minus capital F is input field separator. This minus capital F is input field separator, and minus small f, it is we can talk about as a script file. We can talk about as a script file. So these options that is available here under the AWK command, there are two options that is available. One is minus f and another one is capital F. These two options, minus capital F and minus small f, these two options are available in our basic AWK syntax, in our basic AWK syntax, right? This script of AWK just similar to the SED that have a separate file. It is script. Under this script part we are talking about, this part is a separate file. This part is a separate file that is helping to run the code, run the command properly. So as I have told, the basic AWK syntax, that is AWK option, script and files. And options, that may be a minus capital F or minus small f. So this minus capital F or minus small f, depending upon that, this minus capital F, that is for the input field separator, minus small f is to name the script file. So this basic AWK program or the scripting file program, what is the purpose of this basic AWK program? This AWK program is consist of patterns and actions, consist of pattern and actions, right? We have talked it previously in our yesterday's class that AWK is working on the patterns and actions and how the things actually work. If I go for that again, the how this AWK operation goes on. First, it scans a file line by line. I'm telling yesterday's, repeating the things from the yesterday's class, that it scans a file line by line, then splits each input line into the field, splits each input line into the field, compares the input line or fields with the pattern, and performs actions on the match line. So first it scan or read the whole file line by line, and from that line by line scanning, it actually matches that what are the things that is required or matching with the pattern, and then performing action with respect to the pattern, with respect to the pattern. And it is useful for only two purposes. First one, it is for transforms the data file and produce the formatted output. If we require some output in a specified format, then this AWK script is helping us to do that. And consisting of these patterns and actions, what happen if pattern and action is goes on the AWK part? We are talking consisting of patterns and action. What is the part? That is pattern, and in the inline, with the inline of the pattern, there is an action part. Pattern is matching, then the action is going on. So what are the scenarios can be present if the pattern is missing? First, it reads all the things line by line and it looks for the matching pattern. But what happens if there is no matching pattern? Then what happens if there is no matching pattern? Then or actions is applied to the whole file. Then whatever the action is required, action will be applied to the whole file. If no pattern is actually matching, then the action will be applied to the whole file. If the pattern is matching, if the lines is matching, then the action will be going on a particular part, right? So two scenarios. One, if the pattern is missing, then it is the action is applied to the all lines, and if the pattern is not missing, if it is matching with something, then the action will be applied on that particular part, right? Here also, this AWK scripting part, similar to ACD, it also means the when the input is coming, when the thing is going on, it needs to hold the data into a particular buffer mode. So what is the particular scenario? First of all, input file is there, right? An input file is there, and where the thing is actually present. Here also in AWK there are two parts. One is called a record buffer, and another one is called a field buffer. Record buffer and field buffer. Record buffer and field buffer is present in AWK, and then here a particular part of CPU, and here the total part of record buffer and field buffer is working with the script. So if we combine all the things, this is a total part, this is separate, this input file is separate, this script is separate, right? And all the things are interconnected with each other. Interconnected in which way? Input file processing to the record buffer and field buffer, and it is working with the CPU inline, and this script is the part of this record buffer and field buffer. So we can understand that this AWK scripting format has two type of buffers, or AWK command has two type of buffers. One is a record buffer, another one is a field buffer. So what is the part of field buffer? What is the part of record buffer? Field buffer, it is used for each field in the current record. Field buffer is used for each of the fields. How many number of fields are there? Fields means I am talking about the columns, rows. This how many number of fields are there? That data, that current record data is hold into the field buffer. So field buffer holds the current record of each file. So field buffer holds the current record for each file, right? Field buffer is working with particular, and what is for the record buffer? Record buffer is actually hold the entire record, hold the entire record. That is the part of record buffer. So field buffer is working with the holding of particular field data, and record buffer is holding the total entire record of the record buffer. This is the simplest buffering part for the AWK. Now, while talking this ACD and AWK, the command, it has some system variables that is helping to run and manage all the things. What are the system variables? What are the names of the system variables? We need to know one by one. So what are the names of those system variables? First one is called FS. The full form of FS is field separator. FS is for field separator. Then one is RS. After FS, we have another one, another field system variable that is called as record separator. FS for field separator, RS for record separator. Then NF, another term that is present, that is NF, number of fields in current record. Number of fields in current record means if we are working on a current record, then how many fields are present, that things can be managed, or that the value can be get with the help of this NF system variable. Then NR, NF is for number of fields in the current record. NR is for number of records. Number of records. NF is for number of variables fields in the current record, and NR is for number of current record. Then OFS, that is output field separator. ORS, output record separator. So these are the system variables that is working with respect to ACD and AWK, that is helping to calculate and gather the values of the field separator, field variable, how many field variable are there, what. These are the things we can get from this system variable, from this system variable. Now this AWK scripts actually is divided into three parts, right? Okay, first let me clear this, all the part. Okay, so this AWK has basically three parts. This AWK has basically divided into three major parts. What are the three major parts I'm talking about? First one is the pre-processing actually. First, the pre-processing. Second one is the body. Second one is the body. And third one is the post-processing. So these are the three major parts by which the AWK is actually subdivided: pre-processing, body, and post-processing. Now, what happened under these three particular parts? So pre-processing start with begin. Pre-processing start with begin, means that beginning of the process, beginning of the action. So here in this begin, the thing is beginning, the action gets started. Action getting started, right? So in the beginning or the pre-processing part, the begin action or the action getting started. Then in the body part, what happened, that it is the IWK thing is that finding the match with the pattern. So in the body part, pattern recognition is done. So in the body part, pattern matching or pattern recognition part is done, and then after the pattern, if the pattern is matching, then with respect to, if the pattern is matching, then with respect to that, and action is applied, and a action is applied. So body part is for the pattern and action, and post processing, that is end, or it is going with the end, it is going with the end. So means the thing is end of the action. So these are the three basic major parts in AWK, that is pre-processing, body, and post-processing. Pre-processing for the beginning of the action, post-processing is the end of the action, and in between the body is the pattern, matching with the pattern and take the action on that particular part. So in the begin or pre-processing, right? Begin or the pre-processing, it performs the processing that must be completed before the file process started. So if a file getting started, if the file process gets started means before the AWK command starts to read the file, starts to read the record from the input file, it performs some pre-processing work. Why it is actually doing this pre-processing? Because it is useful for initialization tasks, to initiate the variable or to create the report. So pre-processing, it actually works before the AWK command starts actually. Means AWK start to read the file line by line from an input file. Before that, the pre-processing works done, where it initializes some variables or that is helping to create some report handling. After that, the body part, that is pattern and action. Now the AWK script reads the file line by line and try to find out what are the matching parts. It contains actually, how does it happen? It is actually happening by many processing logic that is applied to the input record. So many processing logic that is applied to the input record. And if it is found that if the file is having many records over the 100 or 150, so it will execute it at a time, right? So one for each record data that is held in the record buffer or the field buffer. It actually start the process and starting to go through it, and processing and action have been done. And last one, the end of the post processing, that is, it is actually getting stopped. So the report will be generated in the last part, that is the post processing. Here the report will be generated. Now talking about this particular pattern, this pattern have some categories. Two categories of the pattern is there. One is simple and another one is range. Simple and range. These two type of pattern is there. One is simple and another one is range. Now this simple have four other pattern types. This simple have four other pattern types. What are the four other pattern types? Begin, end, then it is expression, lastly nothing. So these are the four options available under the part of the pattern. another part of the simple pattern. Simple and simple begin, simple end, expression, and lastly the nothing. These are the four parts we can talk about under the part of the simple AWK pattern categories. Simple AWK pattern categorized. So we have talked about the simple one, right? Similar like this simple, there is a part of range also. The range can be divided into the similar part, that is for expression, output, decision, loop, control. So what are the part for the range? That is expression, output, decision, loop, control. So expression, output, decision, then it is a loop, and then lastly the control. So these are the five things that is present under the part of the range, under the part of the range, right? So see, the AWK actions, that is simple and range, is divided into more subcategorized pattern. This expression, this particular AWK expression is actually evaluating all the file, read the file line by line, and returns a particular value that consists of any combination of numerical string constraints, string constants, variables, operator. This variable, so the part of this evaluation of this AWK part, it involves several variables that as a part of expression evaluation. This variable is helping to express the evaluation, to flow the process of the evaluation, and this can define any number of variables within the AWK script. So a normal user can define any number of variables within the AWK script, within the AWK script. Fine, that is very good. These variables can be the numbers, strings, or arrays, anything. Okay, no issue on that. The variable name starts with a letter and it comes into existence after their reference. So all the variables, if we are talking about, is initially created as a string and it is as a null string. Okay, string, and also it is null string. So this is initially created as a null string, the variables. So the variables is helping to reach out the expression, go through the expression, and to helping us to find and evaluate the process, helping us to find and evaluate the process. Just a minute, because there is a lot of example that can be done in practically. Okay, this writing on or discussing on those things, it is not at all understandable by any of us. So it is better to see that in the programming part. Okay, now the important thing here, in the first class or the starting of the class, I have talked on this, I have tell these things also, that is a shell programming. I have used the term shell at the very first. So this shell programming, or if I'm talking about shell, first we need to know what is a shell. What is a shell? Shell is a program in Linux. I'm talking about a Linux. A shell is a program that is helping or acting as an interface between the user and the system. What is the interaction it is doing? Allowing the user to enter the command for the operating system to be executed. So in simple, we can say that a shell is a program that acts as the interface between the Linux program and the user, means Linux system and the user, and allowing us to enter the command for the operating system to execute. So as a user, I am trying to enter some command that needs to run on the system side. This shell is helping us to do that, creating an interface. By creating an interface, and the system commands, or the system is helping the user to run the command or to execute the command. How it is happening, right? So the thing is happening, we have a term, just a minute. We have a term called kernel. I have told already you people that a kernel is the heart of the shell or heart of the Linux program, right? So we have a kernel, right? So this is my kernel. Now, residing with this kernel, there are four similarities, four things goes on. That is a part of CSH. Next part, that is BASH. These are the files. CH is file, bash file. Then there are some other programs. And lastly, here another thing is Windows, or means the software part, that is okay. So we are going for operating system part. So in a common, we can connect all the things like this. We can connect all the things like this, right? So these are four segments is present. There are four segment is present there. Okay, each of the segments can be divided like this. So this is a basic structure of a shell programming where the kernel is residing as the heart of the program, and there are four separate parts that is connected with this kernel, that is connected with the kernel. So there are several type of shells or different type of shell names are there. What are the names of those particular shells? First one we can talk about is SH, or also it is known as Bourne. So Bourne shell, or similarly SH. So it is called, this Bourne shell or SH is called as the original shell. This is known as the original shell. Then there are CSH or TCSH. This type of terms are there. That is known as C shell. That is known as C shell. Next, there is another term that is called KSH. Next, there is another term that is bash. So these are the several shell file name that is present in our under the part of the shell programming. Now this first, starting with the first one, that is the SH or the Bourne shell, is the default, is a default Unix shell of Unix, of any Unix version. Okay, so this is a default Unix shell. This is a default Unix shell. Why it is named Bourne? As it is developed by Stephen Bourne. It is developed by Stephen Bond, so it is known as the Bond shell. So this Unix shell is also known as the command line that is helping the user to run something or to write something from the command line interface, so that the user can use the interface, command line interface, to run any particular code or particular command through the terminal of the command shell, and then it can be executed. Then it can be executed. The different shells I have talked about here, that is the C shell, KSH, that is the Corn shell, BASH, that is the born again shell. These are the several shells that is present. So what happened in the shell part is that when we actually start a shell, we actually issue a command through the shell, it first acquires the information. It first acquires the information from the user, or accepts the information from the user, and interprets the total information to the system. Interprets the total information to the system. In the part of this, the shell responsibilities, what are the responsibilities we can talk about? Program execution. The responsibilities of a shell we can talk about. First one, program execution. Second one, or second responsibility, is the variable and file name substitution. Variable and file name substitution. Third one, input output redirection. Third one, input output redirection. Fourth one, that is pipeline hookup. Pipeline hookup. Fifth one that we can talk about, that is the environment control and interpreted programming language. Environment control and interpreted the language, interpreting the programming language, interpreting the programming language. So these are the responsibilities of a shell we can talk about. So each of the part, that is starting from program execution, variable file name substitution, IO redirection, pipeline hookup, environment control, interpreting the programming language, all the things we're going to discuss one by one. But before that, what we can see that this shell programming with the help of the kernel is dealing with most of the part, or dealing with the most of the things, so that a program or a command from the user side can be run successfully, can be done successfully. And to do that, what are the purpose, or what are the things? That is program execution, variable file name substitution, IO redirection, pipeline hookup, environment control, interpreting the programming language. These are the responsibilities or the roles in the part of this shell, with the part of this shell. So we will talk about each of the point one by one, but not today, because this is a huge part and we need to cover all the things, all the points at a one glance. So I am not going to start that topic today from here. So up to this particular part, if anyone have any doubt, any query, then they can tell me or ask me. Then they can tell me or ask me. If any, whatever we have studied today, that is the AWK part, some leftover that from yesterday's class, and then the kernel, then the shell programming. What is the shell? What the things? How many shells are there? What is the role of the shell? How the things goes on? Each and everything we have talked about here. So if anyone have any doubt regarding this, then they can tell me or ask me. And I hope all of you have written your names in the chat box for attendance. Fine. So as I am not getting any type of queries from your end, so it is, I'm considering that whatever we have discussed today, it is understandable by all. This is a similar part of topic. Similar means not a similar, it is a different type of topic we are discussing, not a regular or usual thing, any type of commands, any type of languages. It is some the total structure of the operating system, of the Linux operating system, I would say preferably. That is some different means architecture of the operating system we are talking about. So it is some quite different things. So maybe not up to that much interested you are getting while discussing on that, because it is a typical theoretical thing, typical study based thing that we need to study theoretically, no calculation, no nothing. So it sometimes gets not that interest. Okay, but still we need to study. We cannot do that, we cannot change that, because we have to write some exam also. Okay, fine. So by this I am going to end my class today up to this particular part. So we will meet again in our next classes. Till that time, thank you all for joining into the session, for joining into the two back-to-back classes. Thank you and stay safe. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.